This is Two Teachers Chat with your hosts, Brenda McCrate and Peggy Wilbur.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Peggy. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
We are Two Teachers Chat. And today,
We are going to talk about the dreaded getting your class through the hallway quietly.
you mean walking through the hallway quietly?
Yes, it can happen
Well, it happens many times during every day.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
And
And this falls under the category of norms?
yes, being
Okay.
respectful. Because
Okay.
when you're in the hallway, and I always explain this to my class, because I like to give them reasons for what I ask them to do. Not just
The purpose.
because it's a rule.
This is why we're
This
doing
is the
this.
purpose. As we go through the hallway, other children are learning in their classrooms. If we are noisy and running, they can't learn. So we are being respectful, that's one of our norms, to those students in the classroom. You know, and I'll be honest with you, if I'm going to lunch and there's no one in that hallway, I don't care as much. Now, if my principal cares a lot, then I have to care. But if there are any children learning in that hallway that we're going down, I don't mind if my kids are chatting. We're all people. We should be able to do that. But if we're going down that first grade hallway to go to recess and first grade's still in session, my children know that being respectful means we are totally silent. So we practice. So first day comes, first time to line up.
Okay.
You know.
I'll let you show.
Okay, all righty. So, and this might even be before school starts. So I meet them, I say hi, I meet all the parents that are waiting, all that stuff, put on my cheery teacher face, and then I go, all right, boys and girls, so we need to get through the hallway quietly, and I'm going to show you, first of all, how not to do it. So, pretend I'm one of you, and the door opens, and we're going to go down the hallway, and all the other kids are learning in their classroom already, and I walk down the hallway like this. Bum ba ba bum bum ba 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 bum ba woo woo oh, and I'm talking to Joe behind me, and we're having a great time, and I'm pushing him, and he's pushing me, and everything's great. Is that the way to do it? And of course they're gonna go, oh no, or laugh hysterically, and I'll say, of course not. That was totally wrong, wasn't it? Now, let me do it, and I'm going to show you almost, but not just right. And I want you to see if you can figure out how you can fix me. So then I might walk, and I put my hands to my sides like I'm supposed to, and I'm not talking. But I walk down the hallway, and I kind of stomp my feet, and I put my hand on the wall. I don't know why they do it, but they all do it. Let's face it. And, you know, I'm kind of looking back at the kid next to me and looking around the corner to see where we're going. And then I stop and I say, all right, boys and girls, was that better than the last time? They go, yeah. Was it just right? Oh, no. Oh, no. Your hands have to be to your sides. Your feet have to be quiet as they can be. And you can't be looking all around. You should look at the kid in front of you. I tell them, you know how to do this just right. So then, of course, I do it just right. Hands at my side, feet very quiet, walking quietly, looking ahead. Then I make them tell me that I did it just right. And then we all do it exactly right, with our hands to our sides and our feet quiet, and we're looking forward and our voices are off. And we do that every time that day, which could be 3 and 4 times. And if we don't do it right, exactly right, we stop and we practice it again.
Let's say that works for a week.
Yeah.
And then,
Might even work for 2 if I do it really well.
and then you have 2 or 3 or 4 students that forgot.
Yep. Well, so I'm going to start with positive reinforcement.
Okay.
So I might say things like, Peggy, Thank you. Your eyes are front and your hands are to your side and your feet are quiet and your voice is off. Thank you. You are walking respectfully in the hallway. Jenny, you are walking respectfully in the hallway. Mike, you're walking respectfully in the hallway. Usually, those 4 will straighten themselves up because they get what I'm doing and they like the positive. And then, of course, if Joe is one of those that wasn't, when he straightens himself up right away, Joe, thank you. You are walking respectfully in the hallway. Great job. Wonderful. Then, if Joe doesn't straighten himself up, I can say simply, Joe, please give me respectful walking in the hallway. Oh, I knew you could do it. Thank you. Thank you. You know, if they insist, they can always walk with me. And they know that's not a treat.
Hold your hand?
And usually hold my hand, yeah. And even kindergartners don't like it after about the 3rd day of school. You know, the first 3 days they'd hold anybody's hand. But after that, they know this is not a good thing, you know.
Right.
And then, of course, they think maybe they'll get to be first in line to lunch or recess or whatever, and they don't. They get to stand by the side and hold my hand until the very end of the line. That doesn't happen very often, you know?
You know, you reminded me of something. Do you have a line order that you've set up?
Depends on the class.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I kind of like for the kids to learn that I should be able to choose who I stand next to and still behave.
Okay.
Sometimes I have 2 kids and I just look at them and say, you can never, ever, ever stand in line next to each other.
To each
just
other.
don't
Yes.
do it. Because you're just making a bad choice.
They're just good friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you get on the playground, go play with them, but don't
Right.
stand next to them. A couple of times when I've had severe problems in the classroom, I actually had numbers and a line. And it can work for some classes. You know, you hope that it doesn't. I have a friend who does an amazing job with, she practices and practices and practices the first month or so of school, and she is the referee, so to speak. She's the one who judges the line quality. But then, because she's taught her children what to expect so much, then she has a daily or a weekly person who is the line judge, and they will stop the line if it is not perfect.
So one of the students.
One of the students
is their job.
It's their job to judge the line, and they walk by the side like a teacher would. And if that line isn't perfect, they say, line or, you know, class, stop, please. And they will go right up to the kid and say, you're not walking right. And then they all straighten up. And it's an amazing thing. It's a student
Because that would be peer. Yeah.
It's peer pressure, and it's a student-centered, student-led thing, and it works amazingly well.
That's it's also brain friendly because I think that students' brains do crave structure.
They do.
And do better when there is structure. So being able to know, because you've seen it modeled, what I'm supposed to do as a child in line, then allows me, and I have a visual of it, I know what it looks like, I know what it sounds like, I've practiced it, that allows me to choose to do that.
Absolutely.
And be a successful walker down the hall.
Right.
In a line.
And, you know, that positive reinforcement, oh, my class is walking so well, oh, we are all have our voices off, you know, whatever. And then I'm a big believer in if other adults in the building compliment. You know, as a person who, I was a coach for a while, so I was walking down the hallway all the time, and I, always made it a point to point out the classes or the students in the classes that were walking so beautifully. And a lot of teachers have reward systems for that. You know, that all works. But also just because it's that reinforcement specifically. Oh, Mrs. So-and-so, your entire class is walking with good bubbles and hugs in kindergarten. I worked in a building where, you had a long way to go from recess to back to your classroom sometimes. And walking in, hanging up, being ready to go. Like that, it's transitions, and transitions are a bear.
Right.
And if you can get them in, if you can get them calm and quiet in that hallway here, and then get them all the way back to your room quietly, then they have calmed down and they are ready to get to work. And you're not wasting 5 minutes of your time trying to get them calm from there, you know. And 5 minutes is huge.
Absolutely, because it adds up.
Okay.
Well, my coffee's gone.
Mine too. Time to go.
Thank you for watching 2 Teachers Chat. Until next time, and remember, teachers touch lives forever.